Oh, yeah!
Connecting to the internet.
No one makes a fool out of me. Get a load of this.
There's only one real Sonic.
Hey there, this is Rect for the True Sonic Spirit channel, and today I want to discuss Sega's relationship with Nintendo. For the past year or so, many Sonic fans have been insisting Sega should sell Sonic to Nintendo for one reason or another. But I'm still surprised to see this statement pop up at all after seeing so many Sonic products targeted for Nintendo fans exclusively wind up as commercial failures. Go back a few years further, and the idea was even more popular, echoing from the mouths of every Nintendo fan with no idea what was yet to come. Picturing the perfect merge between Sonic and Mario, fans were instead presented with Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom. Games that were nothing like what they'd expected, making the whole Nintendo-owned Sonic idea sound even worse than it did before. The problem I have with the Sonic on Nintendo argument is how I've seen supporters justify that Sonic should be on Nintendo. It's often based on seeing different eras of the series as a straight evolution. Genesis Classics in Sega's heyday, adventure games as Sonic's awkward middle years as Sega collapsed as a first party, and the modern games as Sonic finding his true home, with all past, present, and future Sonic fans owning Nintendo consoles. This is frequently supported due to the port of Sonic Adventure 2 to GameCube selling better than the Dreamcast version, which was affected by the console's early death, creating the idea that any Sonic game will sell better on Nintendo because the fanbase is there, without considering how much the series has changed since Sonic Adventure 2. This misconception even extends to those behind Sonic. Sonic's former PR, Aaron Webber, claimed that Sonic should be exclusive to Nintendo, because the Sonic fanbase is on Nintendo consoles, despite the fact that the sales numbers behind Lost World and Boom prove that's not the case. This interpretation of the situation is so amusingly wrong that I must rectify two things concerning it. First, there is no special bond between Sonic and Nintendo. It's no more natural for Sonic to be on a Nintendo console than a Sony or Microsoft console. Second, and this is a point I want to make to my fellow True Sonic Spirit supporters, the Sonic fandom didn't start to go wrong because Nintendo fans started to join us. That would imply that the Nintendo fans who became Sonic fans because of Sonic Adventure 2 are the same type of Nintendo fans who joined in because of Sonic Colors. These two types of fans are totally different, and I will explain why. The vision that Nintendo fans are a single group in symbiosis is totally wrong. The Nintendo fans who bought Sonic Adventure 2 in the early 2000s while Nintendo was still in its diverse era aren't the same as the Nintendo fans that buy the newest Sonic games during Nintendo's current Miyamoto-spearheaded safe era. While some surely fall into both categories, the majority fall into one or the other. It's wrong to believe Nintendo fans are all fans of Miyamoto's vision for Nintendo. Many are also people from the retro era that are more into older, action-oriented Nintendo IPs. Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, and such. Fans who support Miyamoto's Nintendo are surely the most vocal ones, but being vocal on the internet doesn't equate to more numbers in reality. As Sonic fans, we've learned this from the abysmal sales of many Sonic games despite their online praise, and Nintendo learned it the hard way with the abysmal sales of the Wii U despite its online praise. The fans of Miyamoto's Nintendo didn't give a damn about Sonic Adventure 2. I don't remember seeing any particular demonstration of love from them when the game was doing well on the GameCube. That's because it wasn't that part of the Nintendo fandom buying Sonic Adventure 2. It was the retro Nintendo fans. The first Nintendo crowd that came into contact with Sonic were at ease with what Sonic was about, because Sonic Team didn't change Sonic's DNA to please fans of Miyamoto's Nintendo, leaving Sonic with his spirit and purpose intact, an alternative to Mario games. You can't compare that Sonic with the current Sonic, and you can't say most of the group who liked the Sonic of Sonic Adventure 2 is the same as most of the group who liked Sonic Lost World. These two groups usually hate each other. Sega's relationship with Nintendo during the GameCube era was also far healthier than the current one, which frankly feels like a creepy forced merging of Sonic into the Mario universe, with both Nintendo and Sega acting as if it was always that way. When Sonic Adventure 2 was ported, Sega and Nintendo weren't enemies, but Sega weren't trying to change their DNA to fit into the Nintendo world. They were simply playing on natural affinities. Sega made an F-Zero game, and that made sense because F-Zero is fast, cool, and edgy. It made sense to let Sega handle this game, as it's not far away from the style of games Sega was famous for making. We can say the same thing about the first Mega Man and Sonic crossover. These two IPs have natural affinities. The problem with the current Sega-Nintendo partnership is that Sonic has been corrupted by a universe that isn't compatible with its DNA. Sonic games don't fit with the world of Miyamoto's Nintendo. Have you ever noticed how the Mario and Sonic Olympics games feel jarring and unfitting for that very reason? Sonic must stop acting like Sonic in order to fit in with Mario's bland happiness, and they always hilariously insist on their friendship, by almost implying there are no teams, but that Sonic and Mario's crews are one big family. It's not a celebration of their rivalry. The Olympics games are about Sonic joining the Mario crew. Sonic was originally created to mock Nintendo's sugary worlds. Fans don't like to see Sonic promoting Yoshi in modern Zelda games. It's not natural. In conclusion, Sonic doesn't work as a Nintendo-exclusive franchise because he doesn't fit within the spirit of Nintendo's current world, though that hasn't stopped Sega from trying. Unfortunately, in attempting to, the spirit of Sonic has been changed to emulate a completely different one. That's why the games are declining. The series has lost its identity and dignity since Sonic Team decided it could no longer work on its own merits. However, even though Sonic may be fading away from this forced Nintendo direction, he's not gone. Abandoning the idea that Sonic must be a Nintendo franchise is the first step to restoring the series' spirit. True Sonic spirit. This has been Wrecked. I'm out.